If you're over 60 and still storing these foods in the fridge, you could be unknowingly harming your health every single day. It might sound surprising, but it's a truth very few people realize. For many older adults, putting food in the fridge is second nature, something we've always assumed was the right thing to do. But the truth is, not all foods belong in the refrigerator. In fact, keeping certain foods cold can actually destroy their nutrients, alter their taste, or trigger harmful chemical reactions that could affect your health. And for those over 60, with a weaker immune system, even small mistakes in food storage can have serious consequences. According to the CDC's latest report in 2023, the U.S. sees nearly 48 million cases of food-related illness every year, with adults aged 65 and older making up the highest percentage of severe cases and hospitalizations. Surprisingly, most of these cases are not caused by spoiled food, but by improper storage in the kitchen. So how do you know which foods should and shouldn't go in the fridge? In today's video, I'll walk you through 10 common foods that absolutely should not be stored in the refrigerator, backed by science, plus how to store them properly using U.S. food safety guidelines to keep your kitchen not just neat, but safe every day. And we'll start with a food that seems incredibly healthy, praised as a superfood for the heart and brain, but loses nearly all of its value if you refrigerate it too soon. 1. Avocados. We all know that avocados are one of the best superfoods for seniors. They're rich in heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, packed with lutein for eye health, and loaded with potassium to help regulate blood pressure. For those over 60, avocados are like a natural gift for wellness. But here's what most people don't realize. Putting an unripe avocado in the fridge can strip away almost all of its nutritional value. Avocados are tropical fruits. Their ripening process depends on enzymes that work best at warm temperatures. When you place an unripe avocado in the fridge, where temperatures are typically between 35 and 40 degrees Fahrenheit, those enzymes get suppressed, and the fruit stops ripening. The result? You're left with a rubbery or mushy texture, dark or bruised flesh, and a dull, bland taste. The creamy richness that makes avocados so appealing nearly disappears. Even worse, according to the USDA Produce Quality Guidelines, 2022, chilled ripe avocados can lose up to 30% of their vitamin C and E content within just 3 to 4 days, significantly lowering their nutritional benefits. So when should you avoid refrigerating avocados? The answer: when they're still firm and unripe. Refrigerating green avocados disrupts the natural ripening process, leading to poor flavor and lower nutritional value. Instead, store them at room temperature, 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, in a cool, shaded area away from direct sunlight. Once the avocado is fully ripe, you can refrigerate it to extend freshness by a few days. For best results, wrap it in plastic wrap or place it in an airtight container to reduce air exposure and slow oxidation. If you won't use it right away, slice it in half, remove the pit, squeeze a bit of lemon juice over the flesh, and freeze it. That way, you'll still have quality avocado for smoothies or other recipes later. Pro tip: want your avocado to ripen faster? Place it in a paper bag with an apple or banana. These fruits release ethylene gas, which naturally speeds up ripening. If avocados are today's trendy superfood, the next item on our list is a classic staple that's been part of family meals for generations. 2. Potatoes. Potatoes are a natural source of complex carbohydrates, rich in vitamin B6, potassium, and fiber, all essential for heart health, digestion, and energy, especially in older adults. But all those benefits can be wiped out by one simple storage mistake. When raw potatoes are kept in the refrigerator, where temperatures usually range between 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, their starches rapidly convert into simple sugars. And when those sugars are exposed to high heat during frying, baking, or roasting, they react with the amino acid asparagine to form acrylamide, a chemical compound the FDA and World Health Organization, WHO, warn may increase cancer risk. According to an FDA report from 2016, acrylamide begins forming at temperatures above 248 degrees Fahrenheit, particularly in starchy foods like fried or roasted potatoes. While the effects in humans are still being studied, animal research has shown a clear link between acrylamide exposure and cancer, making it a greater concern for seniors with weakened immune systems. Beyond the health risks, refrigeration also ruins the texture and flavor of potatoes. Cold-stored potatoes tend to cook up mushy, oddly sweet, and darker in color. The skin may wrinkle or crack, leaving the dish far less appetizing and nutritionally inferior. How to store potatoes the right way. Potatoes should be kept in a cool, dry, and well-ventilated place, ideally between 45 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. A pantry, mesh bag, or wooden drawer works well to let the potatoes breathe and stay fresh. Avoid direct sunlight, which can trigger the production of solanine, a natural toxin that gives potatoes a bitter taste and can irritate the digestive tract if consumed in large amounts. Absolutely avoid plastic bags, as trapped moisture will speed up mold growth and cause sprouting, which further degrades the quality. If potatoes are the quiet root of every kitchen, then the next item is the colorful heart of countless dishes, from salads and soups to pasta sauces. 3. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are one of the most common staples in any kitchen. From fresh salads to hearty soups and pasta sauces, they add vibrant color and flavor, and are packed with vitamin C, potassium, and the antioxidant lycopene, which supports heart health and immune function. But unfortunately, many people unknowingly strip tomatoes of their value by storing them the wrong way. Tomatoes are a warm climate fruit, and their natural enzymes work best at room temperature. When unripe tomatoes are placed in the refrigerator, typically below 41 degrees Fahrenheit, their ripening process is disrupted. Instead of maturing and developing sweetness, they turn dull, mushy, and lose their juicy texture. According to a 2016 study by the University of Florida, storing tomatoes at 41 degrees Fahrenheit for less than 7 days reduces the activity of flavor-producing enzymes by 65 to 70%, and significantly lowers vitamin C content. So while they might still look fresh on the outside, their nutritional value takes a serious hit. How to store tomatoes the right way. Keep tomatoes at room temperature, ideally 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, in a well-ventilated basket or ceramic bowl, away from direct sunlight. A small trick to help tomatoes stay fresher longer: place them stem side down. This reduces moisture loss and helps maintain firmness. If your tomatoes are already ripe but you're not ready to eat them, refrigerate them for no more than 2 to 3 days, and take them out about an hour before eating to help restore some of their natural flavor. 4. Onions. Onions are a kitchen essential. Even a few thin slices can completely transform a dish. They add depth, warmth, and a signature aroma to everything from stews and soups to stir-fries. But placing onions in the fridge can cause more problems than it solves, especially when it comes to food safety and long-term storage. Whole onions have a protective outer skin that helps them thrive in dry environments. But inside the refrigerator, a cold, humid space, that protection breaks down. Moisture begins to seep in, causing onions to soften, mold, or rot more quickly. Additionally, onions release strong sulfur compounds. When trapped in the confined space of a refrigerator, those compounds can spread to nearby foods, giving everything an unpleasant smell and taste. Some people mistakenly believe that onions absorb toxins from the air, but in reality, it's the cold and humidity that create a breeding ground for bacteria, especially if the onion has already been cut and isn't stored properly. How to store onions the right way. Keep whole onions in a cool, dry, and well-ventilated space, like a pantry, mesh bag, or open weave basket. The ideal temperature is around 45 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Avoid storing onions near potatoes. Both release moisture and ethylene gas, which accelerates spoilage when kept together. If you only use part of an onion, tightly wrap the unused portion in plastic wrap or place it in a sealed container with a dry paper towel and refrigerate it for the shortest time possible. The sooner you use it, the better the taste and safety. If onions are the soul of a savory dish, then the next ingredient is their perfect partner, a tiny powerhouse praised as a natural healing food. 5. Garlic. Garlic has long been praised as a natural remedy, packed with antioxidants and rich in allicin, a compound known for lowering blood pressure, boosting immunity, and even helping prevent certain cancers. For older adults, just 1 clove a day can offer noticeable health benefits. But here's something most people don't realize. Putting garlic in the refrigerator can significantly reduce those benefits. Cold temperatures and humidity in the fridge speed up sprouting. Once garlic begins to sprout, the cloves turn bitter, rubbery, and lose much of their allicin. On top of that, garlic skins absorb moisture easily, which can lead to mold, softening, and increased risk of bacterial contamination. Even more concerning, according to a 2022 warning from the FDA, storing chopped garlic in oil and keeping it in the fridge creates the perfect environment for Clostridium botulinum bacteria, which causes botulism. This rare but serious illness can lead to muscle paralysis and even death, especially dangerous for seniors with weakened immune systems. How to store garlic properly. Keep whole garlic bulbs in a cool, dry, and well-ventilated space, such as a mesh bag, wooden basket, or paper bag in your pantry. Avoid storing near heat sources or in direct sunlight, as both speed up sprouting and degrade quality. If you've already chopped the garlic, use it right away. If you must store it briefly, mix it with a bit of vinegar or lemon juice and seal it in an airtight container. Use within 2 to 3 days for safety and best flavor. If garlic is a natural medicine for the body, then the next food is like a morning prescription for the soul, one that millions of older adults rely on every day. 6. Coffee. For many older adults, that morning cup of coffee is more than just a drink. It's a daily ritual, a comfort, and a boost of energy to start the day. But storing coffee the wrong way can ruin both its flavor and its health benefits. Whether in whole beans or ground, coffee is hygroscopic, meaning it easily absorbs moisture and odors. When placed in the fridge, where it's damp and filled with food smells, coffee takes on the scent of onions, garlic, or leftovers, changing its original aroma completely. That moisture can also cause ground coffee to clump, turn sour, or even grow mold, especially if it's not sealed tightly. Worse, the essential oils that give coffee its rich taste and health benefits can degrade quickly. Coffee isn't just about taste. It's also rich in chlorogenic acid, a powerful antioxidant that supports heart health and brain function. But according to the Journal of Food Science, 2019, chlorogenic acid breaks down rapidly when exposed to humidity and light. That means refrigerating your coffee could significantly reduce its health value, something seniors should be aware of, especially for memory and circulation support. How to store coffee properly. Store coffee at room temperature, ideally between 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, away from direct sunlight and moisture. Use an airtight container, preferably a dark glass jar or a dedicated coffee canister, to limit exposure to oxygen and humidity. If you grind your own beans, only grind enough for a few days. Freshly ground coffee loses its aroma quickly, and that means your daily cup won't be as satisfying. If coffee is your morning go-to, then the next food is nature's sweet remedy, something many seniors trust to soothe the throat and strengthen immunity. 7. Honey. Honey has long been known as one of the oldest natural remedies, soothing sore throats, boosting immunity, and providing quick energy. For older adults, a spoonful of honey each morning isn't just a comforting habit. It's a gentle, nourishing way to start the day. But many people store honey the wrong way, by keeping it in the refrigerator. Although honey has natural antibacterial properties and can be safely stored at room temperature, putting it in the fridge, below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, causes it to crystallize quickly, turning thick and grainy, making it harder to use. Worse yet, each time you open the jar in a cold, humid environment, moisture can seep in, raising the water content inside the honey and increasing the risk of fermentation, foaming, and nutrient loss. According to the National Honey Board, 2022, crystallization is a natural process, but when combined with high humidity, it can break down the beneficial enzymes in honey. How to store honey properly. Keep honey in a sealed glass jar, stored in a dry, cool place away from sunlight. A kitchen cabinet or pantry works great. Also, avoid placing honey near heat sources like stoves or ovens, as high temperatures can destroy its valuable natural enzymes. If your honey crystallizes, which is totally normal, simply place the jar in warm water, 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and stir gently to return it to a liquid state. Never use boiling water or a microwave, as high heat can damage its nutrients. If honey is a natural sweetener that doesn't belong in the fridge, the next food is another soft, sweet favorite, especially popular among older adults. 8. Bananas. Bananas are one of the most popular fruits in the world. Soft, sweet, easy to digest, and rich in potassium, fiber, and vitamin B6. They're a perfect snack or breakfast choice for older adults. But many people still make one common mistake: refrigerating bananas, especially when they're still green. Here's why that's a problem. Bananas are tropical fruits, and their ripening process depends on enzymes that work best in warm temperatures. When bananas are placed in the fridge, below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, those enzymes become inactive, halting the ripening process and affecting both texture and flavor. At that point, the peel turns dark brown or gray, while the inside becomes mushy, less sweet, and may develop an odd sour smell. Worse, incorrect refrigeration can significantly reduce levels of antioxidants like dopamine and catechin, both important for brain health and inflammation control in older adults. According to Post-Harvest Biology and Technology, 2015, storing bananas below 55 degrees Fahrenheit for too long can reduce the activity of the enzymes that convert starch into sugar by up to 40%, leaving bananas bland and under-ripened. How to store bananas properly. Store bananas at room temperature, ideally between 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, in a well-ventilated basket and away from direct sunlight to prevent the skin from bruising or overheating. To slow down ripening, you can separate the bananas or wrap the stems in plastic wrap, a simple but effective trick. If your bananas are already ripe and you can't finish them in time, peel and slice them, place them in an airtight container, and store them in the freezer. Frozen bananas keep their flavor and nutrition and are perfect for smoothies, banana bread, or oatmeal. 9. Olive oil. Olive oil has long been considered one of the healthiest fats on earth. It's rich in monounsaturated fats, polyphenols, and vitamin E, nutrients known to reduce inflammation, support heart health, and boost brain function, especially important for older adults. But here's a common mistake. Many people store olive oil in the refrigerator thinking it will last longer. In reality, this can actually reduce its quality and health benefits. At cold temperatures below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, olive oil solidifies and becomes cloudy or clumpy. While this change isn't harmful in the short term, frequent temperature shifts from cold to warm can disrupt the oil's molecular structure. According to the European Journal of Lipid Science and Technology, 2020, this increases the risk of oxidation and the formation of free radicals, compounds that contribute to premature aging and chronic inflammation. On top of that, improper storage dulls the oil's signature flavor, from its subtle peppery kick to its smooth, fruity finish, making your meals less enjoyable and less nutritious. How to store olive oil properly. Keep olive oil in a cool, dry, and dark place, like a pantry or kitchen cabinet, away from stoves, ovens, or sunny windows. The ideal storage temperature is 55 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which is easy to maintain in most kitchens. Use dark glass bottles or metal containers to shield the oil from light, which can speed up oxidation. Always seal the bottle tightly after each use to prevent air exposure and keep the oil fresh for longer. 10. Bread. Bread is a breakfast staple for millions, especially older adults who appreciate its soft texture, digestibility, and convenience. But one of the most common storage mistakes? Keeping bread in the refrigerator. While it might seem like a good way to make it last longer, refrigeration can actually ruin the texture and flavor of bread, sometimes beyond repair. The cold environment in your fridge, around 39 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit, speeds up a natural process called retrogradation, where starch molecules recrystallize, making the bread dry, chewy, and crumbly within just a day or two. If the bread is kept in a sealed plastic bag, moisture condensation can also encourage mold growth, especially in humid refrigerators. The result? Bread that might look okay but tastes stale and could spoil faster than expected. How to store bread properly. If you plan to finish the bread within 1 to 3 days, keep it at room temperature in a paper bag or bread box, stored in a cool, dry place out of direct sunlight. To store it longer, slice the bread, wrap it tightly in plastic or a freezer-safe bag, and freeze it. When ready to eat, simply thaw it or toast it. It'll taste just as fresh and soft as when it was first baked. Not every food belongs in the fridge. As you've seen, everyday staples like avocados, potatoes, onions, coffee, and honey can lose their flavor, texture, and nutrients, or even become harmful when stored in cold conditions. And for those over 60, these small missteps can have a bigger impact on long-term health. We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever made a mistake storing one of these foods? Or do you have a traditional storage tip passed down in your family? Share your story in the comments. It might help someone else stay healthier too. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with family and friends, especially those who want to eat better and stay strong and independent as they age. And hit the notification bell so you never miss our next videos on nutrition, disease prevention, and healthy living after 60.